What's the breath got to do with pain management? Well, we take over 20,000 breaths each day, and those breaths directly affect our heart rate, our blood pressure, and our muscle tension. Therefore, if we choose how we breathe, we can better manage our stress and pain levels. Let's look at breathing as a pain management tool because it's free, it's easy, and it can happen in real time. The basics of longer breaths in. This breathing pattern can happen automatically when you feel stress or danger, which in the short term can be helpful to meet current situations. You can experience managing your breath now if you like. As you look at the left side of this diagram, practice longer breaths in. Keep practicing longer breaths in if that is comfortable today. A healthy body automatically resets itself so we don't feel faint while taking these longer breaths in. How does this reset happen? A signal is being sent from your heart to your brainstem. That signal is your heart rate is slowing, and therefore your blood pressure is dropping. So the return message from your brain to your heart is to step it up. Now your heart beats faster and harder, maintaining your blood pressure to meet current needs. And all you had to think about was taking longer breaths in. This fact is why longer breaths in can be energizing. But it's important to know that this breathing also can be agitating for some. The basics of longer breaths out. The right side of the diagram shows the diaphragm muscle moving in a different way. If you like, notice your next breath in. When you are ready, release a long, slow breath out. Continue practicing slower breaths out if that is comfortable today. This managed breathing is causing a different signal to be sent from your heart to your brainstem. The message is you don't need as much oxygen now. So a return message from the brainstem to the heart is to slow it down. Your heart rate is slowing. Your blood pressure is dropping. Muscles are also becoming less tight. Again, all you had to think about was practicing longer breaths out. These changes can happen in real time with several breaths. A sea of equanimity. If you like, based only on how it feels, practice 3 more breaths with even length breaths in and out. Now you are holding steady. Your breathing pattern is not changing your heart rate because no signals to step it up or to slow it down are being sent between your heart and your brain. How did you do that? Again, in real time, you thought about how to breathe, so you controlled the diaphragm muscle and started the cycle of your body resetting or tending toward homeostasis. Or, quite simply, you chose your breathing pattern. The mechanics of breathing. Practice a longer breath in if that is comfortable, and notice how your chest and shoulders lift. That lift happens as muscles tighten and pull the rib cage up. You may be thinking that simple stretching could create more space for your lungs as you manage your breath. You would be correct. The chemistry of breathing. Let's shift to the chemical aspect of breathing. We know we need oxygen to live, but we also need carbon dioxide. It's not just a waste byproduct we breathe out. Healthy breathing is about keeping oxygen and carbon dioxide levels in balance. Let's look at 2 common examples of how breathing affects how someone feels. Overbreathing happens when someone breathes more quickly or more deeply than normal, hyperventilation. It can lead to a drop in carbon dioxide levels. This pattern can cause feelings of lightheadedness, shortness of breath, or even confusion. It also can cause the heart to pound. Feelings of anxiety, stress, or a panic attack can cause overbreathing. Underbreathing happens when someone's breathing is too shallow or too slow. It can lead to an increase in carbon dioxide levels in the blood, hypoventilation. The body's need for oxygen is not met, which can lead to feelings of shortness of breath, anxiety, fatigue, or headaches. Over time, hypoventilation can become a serious medical condition. Some drug or opioid overdoses can cause hypoventilation. A quick takeaway. Please note that someone should consult a medical professional if there are questions about any breathing concerns. Breathing can be an effective pain management tool that is free, easy, and happens in real time. Someone can feel calmer and safer by managing how they breathe. If you like, give yourself a few moments for a short break. Practicing the physiological sigh 2 or 3 times can help lower carbon dioxide levels in the blood, which can lower anxiety. When you are ready, gently press one shoulder back, then press the other shoulder back. Let's practice once. Always breathe and move in a comfortable way. When you are ready, practice a deep breath in and stretch all your fingers wide. Then breathe in more, perhaps stretch your fingers more. Hold that breath as long as you like. When you are ready, sigh it out. Fingers release. The suggestion is to practice 2 more times. On your next deep breath in, stretch all your fingers wide. Then breathe in more, perhaps stretch your fingers more. Hold that breath as long as you like. When you are ready, sigh it out. On your next deep breath in, stretch all your fingers wide. Then breathe in more, perhaps stretch your fingers a little more. Hold that breath as long as you like. When you are ready, sigh it out. If you like, gently move the fingers on one hand or shake that hand. Then gently move the fingers on the other hand or shake that hand. If you like, give yourself a few moments to notice how you feel. Now on to Module 4, Stretching and Moving, which considers why simple stretching and moving is key in a pain management strategy.